Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine Animation Secret Level is a great episode. It follows Lieutenant Titus sometime after the end of Space Marine 2, the video game, as he joins 3 Blade Guard veterans as they hunt down a witch. The Blade Guard sergeant is even older than Titus, and seems to be the Space Marine that recruited Titus as a child, because nothing is more Warhammer 40,000 than child soldiers. Titus went through a sort of Hunger Games style fight against other children, and then became a Space Marine scout, and then, well, the whole history of Titus is in a separate video. I have had an on-off appreciation with Warhammer animation, and I think that's healthy. Take it as it comes. Some I haven't liked so much, like the Pariah Nexus. I expected lots of cool action as a great successor to the 9th edition trailer. What I got was a lot of talking with occasional good fighting. I really liked Exodite. Oddly, it's about the Tau, not Eldar Exodites, although there's like one. And I liked Astartes. But Astartes is a fan animation made outside of Games Workshop. Do you like Astartes? Because what was great about Astartes is great here in Secret Level. There are silent Space Marine protagonists that let the movement and action explain their intentions, their power level, and their mission. The opposite to what I got in Pariah Nexus. In Secret Level, a small number of Space Marines are going in to kill a dangerous entity. Actually, now that I think about it, it's maybe too much like Astartes. We have some Space Marines. They initially fight a bunch of humans that are far weaker than them. They fight against a Psyker that can freeze the Space Marines in place and stop any bullets fired their way. The Imperials have a Psyker of their own that sits down in the same pose. I won't spoil either animation for what happens next. And there's a creepy warp entity, and its unnaturalness is portrayed through the absence of music and background sound. Oh, that creature has a Lieutenant Titus model as well. There are rules to use him in the game of Warhammer 40,000 on the tabletop. I'm not so sure about the blacklight scene. It's a cool visual, but far too easy to be the target of mockery. I think that the director of Secret Level watched Astartes, because if you liked that, you will like this. And if you like this, you will like that. I had heard that the creator of Astartes worked on Secret Level. Their name is in the end credits, but I don't think they were told, hey, you know that thing you did? Do it again, but blue. Separate to Secret Animation, Games Workshop has done a deal with Amazon Studios to make even more animations. Amazon will have the exclusive rights. So you may see more fan animations pulled from YouTube. I don't know if something like The Awakening is at risk. But it could be sort of like what happened to Astartes on YouTube. We don't know for certain the arrangement that Syama Pedersen made with Games Workshop, but Astartes disappeared from his YouTube channel and he went to work for Games Workshop. While the initial deal with Amazon is to make Warhammer 40,000 projects, multiple projects, if that does really well, there is the possibility of Warhammer Fantasy animations. Warhammer Fantasy has never done as well as the sci-fi 40k Warhammer, but seeing Gotrek and Felix on the small screen could be really fun. The books are amazing, the characters are amazing. Perhaps Savon Karstein could show up? No relation. We also don't know what this means for animation on Warhammer Plus. Did you know that that thing you pay for to use the Games Workshop 40k app, well, a little bit more of it, also has a TV series attached? Games Workshop is adding more shows to Warhammer Plus, but there isn't anything that you can't see on YouTube. Lore videos, battle reports, painting tutorials. Will the deal with Amazon stop animations for Warhammer Plus? Will they just leave that to a separate studio? Pariah Nexus didn't even have a cult following, and part of its lack of impact was being constrained to Warhammer Plus. Most people that know about Warhammer 40,000 don't have a Warhammer Plus account. Even among the people who play the tabletop game regularly, I believe that most of them do not have a Warhammer Plus account. I'll find out soon enough with a poll on the YouTube community. If you are subscribed, and I'm aiming for 15,000 subscribers by the end of the year, then you should see polls and posts pop up there, or can be found on the community tab of my channel. But animations on Amazon, which far more people outside of the general 40k community can access, that will have a much greater reach, and a more general audience could be brought in to learn about Warhammer 40,000. But we're not going to see anything for a long time. It may be 2026 before anything comes of it. but it will probably have Henry Cavill in it. If you don't have Amazon Prime, I'm not going to tell you that you need it, but I would suggest watching the Death Watch vignette that is free to watch on Warhammer TV. It was made by the same person who made the Lord Inquisitor fan animation on YouTube. It has silent Space Marine protagonists fighting increasingly dangerous Necrons. I am seeing a pattern here. After watching that, you might want to play with those Death Watch models on the tabletop, and I am the channel to come to for Death Watch advice. My darlings and viewers, know no fear.